think about a build that you play against on an everyday basis, you gotta think about the 6'8s, the 6'9s on NBA 2K23. Y'all know how dangerous those builds are. And as of an all-around build, y'all know how crazy it is to use those builds on the game. So today I'm gonna be showing you multiple versions of a all-around threat build for bigger builds. A lot of you guys see my all-around threat guard build, and it's actually crazy. Like, the build is actually insane. It can play defense, it can shoot, it can dribble, and it can dunk the ball. But for this build, you wouldn't believe it had 100+ badges. And as of today, we're gonna end up making an all-around threat build similar to this, but it's gonna be a whole different badge count just because it's on taller builds. But look, as of us playing on taller builds lately, I've been having a lot of fun with them. I usually play on my small guard builds. Y'all know how I rock out with the small guards. But as of playing on my big builds lately, I've been having a lot of fun as well. It makes the game fun when you playing on different builds. When you play on the same build all the time, bro, it gets stale, it get boring. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be 100% honest. If you're playing on the same build at least 95% of the time, you're gonna be bored of playing on that build. But look, let's hop into My Player Builder. Let's create these 6'8s and 6'9 all-around threat builds. Hopefully we can make these builds as OP as how my 6'1 all-around threat build is. But look, as of us starting this off, make sure y'all boys drop a like on the video, subscribe, and put on those notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. As of the heights I told you, we're gonna mess around with the 6'8 and the 6'9. You could also make an all-around threat build with a 6'7, but you get more attribute upgrades when you work on a 6'8 and 6'9 build. But for the first build, we're gonna rock out with the 6'8, 200 pounds. This is gonna be the same thing when it comes to the 6'9, but the wingspan will be different. We're gonna fluctuate between the 7'4 wingspan all the way to a 7'6 wingspan based on the shooting ability and the defensive ability on this build. But as we're gonna start off, we're gonna go to 6'8, 200 pounds, and 7'5 wingspan. Body type, that's up to you. But as you hop into My Player Builder, y'all all know the recommended thing that you need to do when it comes to the driving dunk. All you really need is an 84 driving dunk to unlock them contact dunks, but we know we want that limitless takeoff on gold, so we're gonna go to 86. As of doing that, we already got 9 finishing badges. As I upgrade my layup, we're gonna upgrade my layup to a 79. If you wanna go to 80, you can to get the Zach LaVine layup package, one of the best layup packages in the game. You can, but at 79, we get the extra badge point, and once you go to your close shot is gonna be 67, so you get one more extra badge point, but you could push it up to 70 just based on your preference. But 67 can definitely get the job done. But now this part right here is going to separate a lot of you guys based on how you play. It's a lot of people that end up running to the hole, then they do a standing dunk because rise up is so broken on this game. So if you're someone that's not going to do that, I have a build in here that's going to suit you. But if you're someone that likes to do standing dunks and you want to use your rise up, put your standing dunk on a 70. But as of that, we already got 17 finishing badges on this build. But when it comes to shooting, we're going to put an 85 3-pointer, even though you don't need an 85 3-pointer on this build to shoot. The only reason being is if you're someone that wants limitless range on silver, that's the only reason being. But for the badge count, as you see, I already have 20 shooting badges. A lot of you guys might be like, all right, I don't need 20 shooting badges. I'll rock out with 18 if I got to. Do what you got to do. And just remember, this is one of the few builds I'm about to be showing you in today's video. But as of the ball handle, most of y'all gonna do quick first step on Hall of Fame. If you're using 6'8, I would prefer his quick first step on Hall of Fame. At that point, you might as well do 6'9 if you want to do the 85 ball control. But it's just based on your preference if you want a taller build or not, or based on where the tiers are for your finishing and your shooting for your badges. I know a lot of you guys thinking like 85 ball control unlocks every dribble that you can get on a taller build like this, like a 6'8, a 6'9, even a 6'7, but like Damian Lillard. But at that point, most of the time, most people don't even use that dribble move, but all the dribble moves that you really want are 85 ball control or 80 ball control. So as of doing that, most of y'all might end up going with the 75 pass accuracy. That's cool if you want to, but I'm going with the 80 threshold because after having an 80 threshold, it definitely is a big difference compared to having 75. But it's nothing wrong with using the 75 pass accuracy with LeBron pass style on this game. Now that you look at this build, you see 17, 20, 21. If you got some extra badge points from the rebirth or you got it from the season, I would definitely tell you to throw at least like 2 to 3 on playmaking, so you can at least have like 23 or 24, so you can be just in that right spot to get all the badges that you need, especially when you core them. But when it comes to defense on this build, you're gonna see 71 interior. I'm gonna be honest, interior on this game, it's a hit or miss. It's RNG. So at that point, if you don't want to put too much, because at the point you put 99 interior and you still getting layups on you, it's going to be a big problem. You're going to get irritated. But perimeter defense is going to be an 86 to get clamps on silver. Still is going to be an 85 if you get glove on silver. And as your block, this is an optional thing. Most of the time you see people with a 75 block, but today we're going to crank it up. We're going to go with the 87 block. The 87 block to get anchor on silver. I would love to get it on gold, but I'm going to show you how you can get it on gold in a few minutes. All you got to do is sacrifice a few things on the build. But as of the actual physicals for this build, you get an 80 speed of 80 acceleration. That's based on if you want to be a ball handler or not. not, if you're not really like a dribbler type of person, you just want to be able to dribble when you need to, you can do like a 77 acceleration, to be honest. But if you're a person on the team that's really not ball dominant, it's gonna be cool, bro. You can end up dropping your acceleration at least 77 at the most. That's the most I would say you to drop your acceleration, so this build can be still effective on the ISO if you need to, or even off ball. The thing I noticed with this build that is the vertical. I wanted the vertical to be at least at 80. Having an 80 vertical would be definitely great, but the thing about it, you will have to sacrifice your actual rebound. So if you want to sacrifice your rebound, the lowest I would tell you to go is 70. But as of the badges you can get, you got slashing, you got sharp, playmaking, and lock take on this build. With that being said, now as that build had limitless range on silver, it had a high defense, you're going to see minor changes. All I'm going to do on this build right here is drop the three-pointer to an 83, as that's the most recommended three-pointer. I can say 82, 83 three-pointer on the ISO. You can green very consistently. I do it all the time, especially with my LeBron James build. It got an 83 three-pointer. I green very consistently on that build. But as of the other few things you're going to see, it's not going to be nothing crazy changed to this build. It's really not going to be anything really changed crazy, but the three-pointer and a few other minor things as of the vertical. Now as I have a higher vertical of an 80 that I was looking for, now I have an 83 three-pointer. That's just the base of switching the 85 three-pointer for the 83 three-pointer. But now at this point, you don't have limitless range on silver. That's the only downfall at that point. But as of this build I'm about to show you now, this is going to be the build with the quick first step on Hall of Fame. A lot of you guys were like, okay, yeah, 6'8". You need to have quick first to Hall of Fame. You don't need it. I played on multiple builds that don't have quick first step on Hall of Fame, and I moved the same. I moved the same as the build with quick first step on Hall of Fame. It's just based on your movement and what moves you're doing on the build. But with this build, we're going to have an 86 driving dunk, the 79. It's going to be exactly the same, but the only thing that's going to be minor difference is the actual standing dunk. The standing dunk will be a 62 because on 6'8", you automatically come with rise up on the build. So as having a 62 driving dunk, you're going to get rise up no matter what. So you don't have to worry about hitting that threshold of 67. So as you get to the playmaker, you get the 89 ball control, Hall of Fame quick first step, 80 pass accuracy, 77 speed with ball to get that extra badge point. And then when you get to the defensive part of the build, it's going to be very, very similar. Literally almost alike to what you just had, but now it's going to have a 70 offensive and defensive rebound. And then when you come to the actual physicals, it's going to be exactly the same what we just had. As a speed and acceleration is going to be both 80, but when it comes to the vertical on the build, it dropped down too, but you can finesse it as you end up switching a few things out, or you can end up lowering your actual standing dunk to get that extra on the vertical. But for this next build, this is a different change of build because of the wingspan. The height and the weight is the same, but the wingspan is now 7'6". As it is being a 7'6", we cannot get limitless range on silver. The highest three-pointer we can get is an 84, but as of doing that, now we can get anchor on gold. If you're someone that's looking to get anchor on gold, this is another option. But as you doing this, you are not able to get standing dunks as high, but you still can get it because you have rise up on bronze. Rise up on bronze just in general, it does help out the build a big difference compared to not having it on in general. But as of the stats you're going to see, it's going to be exactly the same what I was running with the physicals, with the 80 acceleration and the 80 speed on this build. But when it comes to the vertical, we're going to go with 80 again. You could go higher if you want to, but you have to sacrifice a little stamina. I know a lot of you guys are like, all right, I don't really care about stamina like that. You could. But as you look at the badge count, you see 14, 19, 21, and 24. If you got extra badge points, you want to make sure you throw with 3 extra badge points on finishing definitely, and throw at least 1 on playmaking if you want to. But you definitely have enough badges to get the job done, but you just need to add it to finishing. And since we added a 93 block on this build, now we can get rim protector take with having the ability to have lock take as well. And now that I showed you the 6'8", you're going to see the 6'9" of this build. If you're someone that's going to go with the limitless range with silver with the 85 three-pointer, this is how you're going to set it up. You're going to have the 6'9", 200 pounds, 7'4" wingspan. As of this, is going to be very similar, but the thing about it, the attribute caps are going to be different. As we went with 79, it gives us the attribute cap, but now when we go to 80, we get an attribute cap as well when we end up using the 6'9" version of this build. But when it comes to the close shot, is the same. You get an attribute cap at 67, but you can go to 70 if you want to. But the standing dunk on this build would be 70 as well. I'm gonna show you how this is gonna look on a 6'9" build. So if you want to drop it down to 67, you could, but as of right now, we have 16 finishing badges, and you know those tier 1s and those tier 2s, when it comes to a 6'9", you can get all the badges that you really want. But when it comes to the shooting, you got an 85 three-pointer, a 74 mid-range. If you don't care for having that 74 mid-range, you can drop it down to 71 and have 19 shooting badges if you want to. And since you're on a 6'9" build, you cannot get Hall of Fame quick first step off ball control. You will have to do it through post control if you're going to do that. But at that point, we're going to go to 85 ball control. If you want clamp breaker on goal, you can. But at that point, clamp breaker on goal versus whoever you're guarding, most of the time they got silver clamps or even gold. You're going to get past them anyway. Go. Clamp breaker is just broken. As long as you got it on, it's going to work how it's supposed to work. We're gonna make sure the pass accuracy on this build is gonna be 80. You could go 75 like I told y'all, it's just your preference. But when it comes to the actual speedball ball, the speedball ball is gonna be 75, so you can unlock that Michael Jordan dribble style if you want it. But when it comes to the defense on this build, it's gonna be very similar to what we just seen on all those other builds. It's gonna have the 86, the 85, 87. But if you want to change it to 93 block, you can. But when it comes to the actual physicals, you're gonna have an 82 speed when you end up maxing it all the way out. Having an 82 speed, 79 acceleration, then you're gonna put your vertical to 80. You can put it up higher if you want to, but as of the stamina, I'm gonna rock out with like the 94, 95 range. You can, but since we got a little air left over, you can throw it on steal, you can throw it on perimeter defense, you can throw it on rebound. Anywhere you throw it, it's gonna be beneficial for your build. But as of that, I just threw a little strength on it, 49, nothing really crazy. But when you look at the build, 16, 20, 20, 23, if you got those extra badge points, I would definitely throw it on playmaking at that point. But when you look at this one right here, this build is the same, a little bit clear, but you're gonna take away the 85 three-pointer and you're gonna drop the 70 dunk. As this build is going to still get rise up, because all you need is a 67 standing dunk to get rise up on bronze, you're going to drop that, then you're going to end up dropping the actual mid-range and drop the three-pointer to 83, 71 mid-range. Now you got 18 shooting badges. A lot of you guys, y'all say y'all can shoot 18 shooting badges. There you go. You can do what you got to do with that. But as of everything else, I'm going to have to sacrifice a little bit on defense, drop my steal down, drop my offensive rebound, and now I can get my 93 block on this build to get anchor on goal. Now, as you look at this build, it's a very balanced build. It can do everything it needs to do. It can shoot, it can dunk, it can play defense, it can put the ball on the ground, and it can also move around how it's supposed to move around. And it does get rim protector take, lock take, sharp take, and slasher take. If you're someone that wanted shot creator take, yeah, you just ought to look at that point. But for this build, this is for someone that does not care about doing the standing dunks, the rise up animation, because y'all know rise up is broken like I told y'all earlier. Rise up is a very broken badge. If you can get it, go crazy with it. The same thing with fast twitch. Fast twitch is cool, but rise up is that crazy badge. If you're someone that does not care about it, this is what you're gonna look at. 83 three-pointer, 85 ball control. You're gonna have a 93 block with a 75 rebound. Since you do not care about your standing dunk, you have more that put attributes on your rebound and for your block, so you don't have to sacrifice as much. But for this last one, I end up raising my wingspan to 7'6", so you're 6'9", 200 pounds, 7'6" wingspan. Now you wanna pay attention. As you see this build, it has a 80 standing dunk, so you get rise up on silver. So this is gonna be very, very hard to stop. It's going to be very hard to stop. You got an 86 driving dunk, an 80 layup, an 80 standing dunk, 83 three-pointer, 85 ball control, 87 blocks, so you get anchor on silver, and you still have the same stats that you really had on those other builds that I showed you. So if you really want to get glitchy, you want to be really toxic, and you want to do standing dunks when you run to the hole almost every time, you might want to rock out with that. But look, if y'all boys enjoyed this video and y'all seen a build that's just going to help you build your actual all-around threat build, hey man, drop a like on this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. Hey, check out these 2 videos that you see on your screen right now. Hey, check them out right now, man.